Hello, everyone, and welcome. I want to introduce Vicky today. We're going to be having a conversation around digital marketing and how it's impacted her life. Welcome, Vicky. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you, Anne, for having me.
Good. This is awesome. I love talking to people about digital marketing and how you got involved in it because it's been such a huge impact for so many different people. So, let's take a step back a bit. And what was the moment when you realized that a traditional 9 to 5 wasn't just giving you what you truly wanted in a life?
Well, honestly, I've been feeling that way for a while. I've been in the corporate industry or in the corporate world for over 30 years and just grinding and grinding and grinding and really wasn't getting where I wanted to go with my career. Right. And I just found that I was constantly working and losing time with my family and missing out on moments. And I just didn't want to do it anymore. And I needed to find a way to get out.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. So, a lot of people listening might feel stuck in that grind as well. So, if they're making decent money, but they feel like it's just something slipping away, did you ever feel that way? And what was going through your mind at the time when you were in that rat race?
I absolutely felt that way. And that was one of the reasons why I stayed where I was. I was making good money, right? And it took me a long time to get there, but I was finally making good money. And I was fearful of losing that. And so I stayed in that rat race and I just felt stuck. There was a lot happening within the organization. I was in healthcare. And, over the last 4 years, we've had a lot of transition in leadership. And I ran two departments and they literally made me run these departments with one hand tied behind my back. So I was constantly stressed, burnout, and overworked, right? And all I wanted to do is take care of the people in my charge. And I couldn't even do that. I was struggling. And so I just knew I needed something, but I was tied to the money for fear of not having it.
Yeah, and you know what? I can relate to that, and I'm sure all of our listeners can too. It's tough when you get stuck in needing the money because you have bills to pay. So
Mhm.
you've been leadership in HR for over 25 years. With all that experience, what was your biggest fear of stepping out of that and into the online space?
I didn't know what I was doing. I have I did a complete 180 and my husband, when I told him what I wanted to do, he's my biggest supporter. And I'm so grateful for him, and I told him what I was going to do. And he goes, okay. And I'm like, I'm going to learn. He goes, okay. I'm a lifelong learner. So he knows that I will dive in. Right. And even some of my friends thought I was a little crazy for doing this. But here's what I'll tell you. I needed something different. I really needed to do that 180 for myself
Yeah.
because, going back into corporate, because I lost my job in July from a restructure. And, going back into the corporate world was just going to mean more grinding, right? More 50, 60-hour weeks, more missed time with my families. I'm 55, almost 56 years old. I've done that. I've missed those moments and I want them back. And, so getting into this was a little scary, right? Because I didn't know it. I didn't have experience, didn't know really what digital marketing was. But I also knew I wanted to take my knowledge and my experience and bring it to the online platform, and be able
Nice.
to help people in a way that, I'm still using my skills and I'm learning how to make an income from it.
That's a good point. So you're in your 50s, I'm in my 50s. So many of us in our 50s and 60s worry that it's too late to start anything new. So what would you say to someone listening that might have that same fear that they're too old?
Oh my gosh, I would say they're the perfect age because you think about this. You have life experiences and knowledge and everything behind you to help you be successful. Sometimes you just have
Yeah.
to tap into it because you have everything in you that you need to do what you do. You do. You just have to learn how to pull it out. That's what I did for 25 years, right? As a leadership, coach and trainer, I helped people pull those skill sets out of themselves and be able to apply them. It's there. It's there. You're not too old. And don't let the tech scare you. I am the least tech savvy person. I have my kids and my daughter-in-laws all are in tech. And so I literally this weekend we were in Pittsburgh and I handed my phone to my son and I said, "It's not working." He said, "What's not working?" "I don't know. You have to figure it out."
Just
In
fix
two
it.
pumps, and he's like, "Okay, you're back online."
Yeah. That's
So,
awesome. And you know what? That leads to my next question because you mentioned something that's key. So you've worked in an industry where you've helped people pull themselves out. What about those of us that are in that rat race of a job that doesn't focus on mindset and mind shifting? What would you say to the average person out there working in the real world, like working an average job where the workplace is not working on mindset? How do you help people shift mindset from an employee to business owner when they've never done it before?
oh, I love that question. So here's what I will tell you. You are a business owner. You're a business owner of your life. Your life is your business. It is your brand. You have to have a passion and you have to want to help people. And if you have a true passion and you want to help people, you have an opportunity to build a successful business, regardless of what it is, whether it's online or it's a consulting business, whatever it is. You have to have the passion for it. One of the things that I will tell you is, if it's not really different being an employee and being your self-employed, because you still have to get up and you have to show up and you have to do the work. That doesn't change. Don't get tied up in all the nuances of owning a business, like what is a P&L, what is a budget, all of that stuff. That stuff will come over time. Focusing on, just being there in your business, showing up every day. It's really no different than going to work. And so sometimes when you can help people understand that it's not necessarily you have to have this huge mindset shift, you just show up differently. You show up for yourself, not for your employer. You show up and you help your customers, and you go out and you make a difference. Really no difference than in your job, doing your job. It's just you're doing it in a different way, right? Because it's for you. And I will tell you, I think a lot of people get scared of that. You
Sure, we
know,
do. We weren't programmed to be in business. We were programmed to go get a good education, get a good job.
absolutely, absolutely. But I will tell you, it is no harder to really start your own business as it is to go to a job. It's just different energy.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's talk about building a legacy. Like, what does that mean to you? And why should it matter to someone listening that's going from employee mode to business owner mode? What is the difference? Like, because we often hear build the legacy, build the legacy. What does legacy truly mean to you?
Ah, means everything that I haven't done up to this point because I've been working. I missed out on so many family moments with my kids. Literally, I've missed birthdays, anniversaries, holidays, weekends because I used to travel so much. And, I remember my son's 18th birthday. I was not there.
No.
I wasn't there for his 18th birthday. And he's like, "Mom, I get it. It's okay." But I could tell in his voice that it wasn't okay. Leaving a legacy for me is having something for my family so that they don't have to worry about having to work for their money. I'm trying to build something with my family so that we can give back to our communities and I'm a faith believer, and so doing the work of God, right? And going out there and helping people and making a difference. That is a legacy. And to do that and do it the way I want to, yes, there has to be financial resources there to do that. But I also want to make it so that my kids can be proud of something that we're building, and I want my grandchildren's grandchildren to be able to benefit from this. I want to leave that legacy that people know in this day and age. The Bartow family started this, and this is the impact they have made in their communities and in the world.
Yeah,
To
that's
me, that's
beautiful.
legacy.
Yeah, that's awesome. So we're talking people in our 50s being too late. So that I don't know about you, but I know I started thinking retirement in my late 40s into my 50s. So retirement for a lot of people, and retirement, we hear that word, we think of slowing down. But you're actually helping people create freedom and purpose instead, which is not really slowing down. So what's the difference between traditional retirement and actually designing a life you love with the legacy?
Mm. So I think traditional retirement is what my mom and dad did and my in-laws did. You know, they
Yeah.
worked and worked and worked until they retired. And then when they retired, they did everything they always did before, but without the work. And they never really wanted to spend their money. They wanted to save it because they were fearful. And that was their generation, right? You know, that they went through the depression and, you know, so they were fearful of not having enough money to survive. And, you know, like my mother, it cracks me up. My mother-in-law is 93 years old, still lives on her own, just bought her a new car last year. And, you know, she is generous with her money with other people, but she's not generous with herself.
Yeah, it's the old programming, eh?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Wow.
And for me, I think, you know, living a life of just exploration, right? You know, I worked for all those years. I want to take my retirement and I want to travel. You know, I want the experiences. I want to take my family with me. I want to be able to make those moments. I want to be able to put something on Facebook showing that my family went to Italy, right? And we went to Germany as a family and the things that we did and have those moments. And I only say on Facebook because everybody puts everything on Facebook, right?
Yeah,
But I want to have those moments. I want my grandkids to say, Gigi, where are we going this year?
that's
You know,
awesome.
and I just want to have fun. I want to live life. I don't want to sit. I don't. And I'm so
No,
excited because like this is a perfect example. My husband and I over the next 5 months have a trip planned every month,
nice.
you know, and I
That's
wouldn't have been able to do that if I wasn't in the business that I'm in.
yeah. So you've built another point. So there's so many people out there, myself included, built careers around someone else's dream. Like I worked 30 plus years in the industry. So explain to our viewers, what does it feel like to finally take back control of your income, your time, and your future, like your here and now and your future?
It's awesome. It came at the perfect time for me. And let me just share. So I lost my mom in October to Alzheimer's and
Oh,
Parkinson's.
yeah.
And I got to spend the last 4 months of her life with her every day. I got to go see
Oh,
her
wow.
every day. And the sad part about that, Anne, is I saw her more in 4 months than I saw her in the last 4 years.
Yeah, I can relate to that.
And, you know, this having my own online business has afforded me the opportunity to be there without guilt. You know, I still work my business every day, but my mom was my priority, right?
Yeah.
And now my dad's my priority. He's a little needy without my mom,
Oh, no.
but
Yeah.
it's
But at
okay.
least now you can be there for them.
I can absolutely be there for him, and I can be there for my kids. You know, it to me it is. People will tell you the money's important, and the money is important, but your time is more important. You're talking to a person who literally was told twice I wasn't going to make it.
Oh, wow.
And so when I tell you time is more important than money, it is absolutely more important than money.
Yeah. So what would you say to someone then if they're petrified or afraid to take the leap? someone who's thinking, maybe I should do it, but I'm scared to fail. I'm scared it won't work. I'm just fearful. I'm just trapped in my fear. What would you say to somebody like that?
You're as normal as everybody else. We all had that fear, and I had that fear. When I went into this, I didn't know anything about this business. I walked in complete blinders on, but I did it. And see, I think that's the challenge. Everybody wants this better life, but the better life doesn't come in your safety comfort zone. Life
No, it
starts
doesn't.
outside of your comfort zone. And is it a risk? Sure, everything's a risk. Going out in your car every day is a risk. You know, it, it's how you look at it. If you look at it like you're going to fail, you'll fail. But if you look at it like this, I want to do this to build a business, to build a legacy for my family, to make an impact and help other people, you're going into it with the right, frame of mind. Everybody has fears. Nobody wants to fail. I don't know anybody who says, "Oh, I can't wait to wake up and fail today."
No,
It just doesn't happen, right?
no, it doesn't. No, that's a very good point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't. And so, but here's the difference between the dreamers and the doers. The dreamers dream, the doers do.
Mm, I love that.
And so I would just say, do it afraid, but you don't have to do it alone. That's what I love about the legacy builder and the community. You're not alone. You are in business for yourself, but you're never in business by yourself. And that's
Yes.
been
And that's been
huge.
huge. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
huge. So you've talked a lot about how it's had an impact and how it's changed your family life, but what was the biggest impact on how you do this business? What has been the biggest impact for you and your family and being able to show up for the people you love? What was the biggest moment, I guess?
I wouldn't say it was the biggest moment. It is every moment that my kids ask for help and I can help them.
Mm,
You know, for the longest time, I would say, I can't, I have to work, or I can't, I'm going to be in California, I'm going to be in Seattle, or I'm going to be in Texas. I had to say that all the time. And now, a perfect example this weekend, my son said, "Mom, I have to go on a trip to New York. Can you come and stay with Ashley and the kids and help her? This is the week." And I said, "Absolutely." I can finally be that mom who's present not only for my kids, but for my grandkids. That's the
yeah.
biggest, that's the biggest thing for me with starting this business. It is truly getting that time with my family and
Yeah.
trying to make those memories.
Yeah, that's huge, eh? So let me ask you this. There's so many different business models out there that average people like you and I can dive into. Why this specific one?
Well, let me tell you why I bought into it. Okay. And I say this because, you can do a course, and a course is one way, right? They teach you, that's it. When the course is over, you're done. This is a program, and it's different because you're getting the teaching, you're getting the step by step how to, you're learning how to use the automation, you're learning how to do attraction marketing, you're learning all of that. But when you have questions, you get on one of the mentoring calls and you ask a question, and they stay on and answer them. They don't say, "Okay, sorry, the hour's up and we're moving on." They stay on. I honestly I've been in education for 25 years, and this is the only program I have seen that has had the caliber and quantity of education to become a digital marketer. You can learn the skills in this program to do it. And that's why I did it. I did it because it was a step-by-step process. I didn't have to build the website. Hallelujah, freaking Luya, because we already know I can't do tech. I'm not good at marketing. So email campaigns, building an email campaign, I didn't have to do that. It was built for me, right? Everything was done.
Yeah.
And I learned how to build my business in just a couple hours a day.
Wow. Nice.
And
Yeah.
it's huge. And I'm learning other things. Like I said to you before, we're in our 50s. We have lots of experience in education. It's teaching me how to build my own content that I am going to be able to monetize on social media.
Yeah, for sure. And
There's
you've
so many
recently
ways.
started a community too, haven't you?
I did. And guess what? It's about learning and professional development. And yeah, I just recently started that community and having the time of my life. We're doing actually our first mindset class tomorrow. Super excited for that. And, I'm excited. This is what I love to do. I love to develop people, whether it be professional, whether it be helping them get their business started. I love helping people. And
Yeah,
it's my mojo.
that's awesome. So, what's the one thing most people get wrong when it comes to putting their business online?
Expecting it to be successful overnight. I honestly, and quite frankly, I was one of them. I honestly thought I was just going to make $1 bajillion as soon as I started, and that didn't happen. Right? I didn't make money initially. But here's what I will tell you: everybody's journey is different, and you cannot compare yourself to anybody else in the business because everybody's dynamics are different. You just have to build your plan and work your plan. You have to stay connected. You have to continue to grow yourself, be coachable, connect, and just go out there and give it your all.
Yeah,
You know,
that's true. It's funny how, and it's funny you bring that up because I see it as well that, everyday people that are working, when the minute they start something new or try something new, they expect overnight success. And that never even happened in our jobs. It took us time to get the education to get the job, and then we had to learn the job. So it was slow. There was no overnight woohoo moments, even in the job world, in working for someone else. That's a very good point because I do see
I
it a lot myself.
yeah, I didn't make six figures in my job until about 8 years ago.
Yeah,
And then but we still expect it.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
and there are people out there who are making six figures, but you also have to understand, one, maybe they have a warm market.
Mm,
Maybe they had a following. There could be many dynamics in place that have helped them get where they're at. Doesn't mean it's
mm.
wrong. Doesn't mean you
No, we
can't
just
learn
don't
from
see it.
them, but you
Yeah,
can't compare yourself to them.
yeah. No, that's right. So I'm glad that, you brought up the money side of things. How does this model allow people to own their own income instead of just relying on what we think is secure in a paycheck?
Which is not secure. I don't know about if you
No,
heard, but Starbucks is laying off 1,100 people.
I've seen
And
that.
Big Lots is closing, and there was another big chain. Macy's is laying people off. The job market is not stable. And that's the interesting part because the e-learning era is growing vastly fast. And so here's what I
Yeah.
say. When you get in now, you can reap the benefits of the growth of the e-learning industry because you're in it. And, your income potential is unlimited. It really it becomes what you do with it. And that literally is it. I mean, your business success determines, is determined by you, nobody else.
True.
So, if you want to make six figures, you're going to have to do what six-figure earners do. And you're probably going to have to work more than 2 hours a day to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
there's that learning piece too, right?
there's that learning piece. Absolutely. So, you get out of your business what you put into it.
Yeah. So you mentioned that you're not tech savvy. So building a business that doesn't have tech overwhelm, where you're not chasing people and you're not out like spending years figuring it out. How does all that work? If somebody's listening, how would you explain how that's possible?
I can explain it through the legacy builder, because all of that has been done for you. It really has, like I don't have to worry about the tech because the website was built for me. The automations were built for me. And if people don't understand what automations is, I call it the courtship of your potential customer, right? When they get into your website, it is your emails. They get to know, like, and trust you and know about the product more. And that is what helps them to decide to buy. And so I call it the courtship, right? So that's your automation. That's built for you. And it's all been proven to work. Michelle, who founded the Legacy Builder, she's made over $4 million in 2024 doing these exact same processes as you and I do, right? I mean, so it's totally doable. So there's your tech side. The time management side is what I love too, is the affiliate, or not. The time management side is what I like as well, because you use those automations so you can learn how to work on income producing activities, and you learn how to attract a perfect customer, which means through social media, people select you don't select them. So it's a rejection free business. No, gone are the days for me on MLM. My friend, every time I'd start a new MLM, my family would cringe because they knew I was coming at them. Have a party for me, do this. And that really affected a lot of my relationships, and I love the fact that I don't approach them with this. Some of them don't even know I'm doing it. And that's okay. I don't care.
You know what? That's an important piece, even for me, because I can relate. So you're right. Yeah. That's huge, especially for people that's all they could find. Like for me as an average person, I didn't want to go back to university. So MLMs were the only thing that I could find where I could try to earn extra money. So it was daunting for me because traditional business was not my thing. I didn't know anything about traditional business.
Well, and for me, the MLMs just took more time and money away from me.
They did. They took a lot of time up front.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you love about helping people the most? Like, what kind of transformation do they experience when they finally step into this versus, an MLM or any other business that's out there?
I think the transformation is they realize they have the freedom of time and choice. Mm-hmm. When you go to a job, you're told what to do, when to do it, how to do it, and then you're paid a nominal fee for it. Yeah, but here, you get to decide what to do, how to do it, when to do it, and what you want to make. Mm-hmm. It's completely free. I honestly have no desire to ever go back into the corporate world. This is my future. And I can see myself doing this even when I'm 60s, 70s. I can see myself doing this because I love it. And I love helping people. It's my heart. It was always my mama's heart too, so I definitely have my mama in me. And, I absolutely love the freedom of choice and time.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah. So someone listening right now, if they're sitting on the fence and they're scared and they're like, maybe they don't feel ready or they're not sure what's next, what's the cost of them waiting?
Hindsight's 2020. My mother taught me that years ago. I can tell you the one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to live a life of regret. I don't want to get to the end of my life and wish I would have taken that left turn, or I'd have taken that opportunity, or I would have done this. Life is about living. It's not about staying in our comfort zone. So the cost is you miss out on potential opportunities for your family, experiences for your family, time with your family, income. Imagine this, Anne. What if, because you and I are in the same challenge with our mentor.
Yes.
When we make 100K in the next 4 months, if we didn't take that challenge, would we be kicking ourselves?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And would we even do the challenge if it wasn't even presented?
Right. Absolutely. The opportunity was given to us, and you and I love a throwdown. And so, we embrace that because we know we can do it.
Right. So someone looking at this, if they sit back and think, oh, maybe next month, what are they missing? 6 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, because you brought up a very good point. Like, we're on this challenge, and if it wasn't presented, we wouldn't be shooting for six figures in 4 months. We'd just keep motoring, doing what we do, and just focus on growing our business in increments.
Tomorrow never comes. Tomorrow's always tomorrow. So when you wait, I'm going to wait a week. I'm going to wait another month. You wait another month, you're going to wait another month and another month and another month. And down the road, you're going to see people around you getting changing their lives. And you're going to kick yourself because you knew you could do it and you chose not to take action.
Yeah.
What is the worst that could happen?
Yes.
Are you going to die? No. Are you going to lose a limb? No. I used to use this example with my team all the time. Then everything's fixable.
Yeah.
Just
And like you say, the worst thing that's going to happen, you're going to spend money in a program and learn something and do nothing with it.
Which would be silly. That would be
still a
silly.
win. You're still learning something.
Right. But it'd be silly not to do something with it because this is a step-by-step blueprint.
Yeah.
All you have to do is follow it. So, yeah.
So what's the biggest thing you wish someone had told you before you started?
Probably don't try to do too much at once.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why I really like to mentor the people that come on board with me slowly, because there is so much content out there. There are so many opportunities for Zoom calls and stuff like that, and you can get lost in it. And, helping people, especially that first few weeks, really navigate things and be there for them, it's very helpful.
Yeah.
I have been told that by people I've brought on that they weren't expecting that kind of care from me, but they were so appreciative of it.
Well, that's just it. A lot of people, because this is not an MLM, this is not multi-level marketing. And, a lot of people buy the program from others and they don't really connect with them because the program teaches you everything you need to know. And technically they don't need them, but you're right. That extra personal touch goes a long way.
Oh, absolutely. My mom always told me, do unto others as you would want done unto yourself.
Yes. So if someone listening right now, as we close, what would be the first step they should take? Like if they're sitting back listening to us chit chat, what is the first action step they should take?
They need to go to www.360digitalleader.com. Nice. They need to enter their email. And from there, they're going to get a copy of the blueprint. They're going to get the blueprint I'm talking about. And they're also going to get the 10K in 30 days, how you can make 10K in 30 days PDF, which is huge. And they're also going to get to learn to know me a little bit better. And they can email me any questions that they have. I will get on a call with them and answer their questions. I do want people to make educated decisions about this. And I want it to be right for them. So, have I told people that it's not right for them? I have told one person it wasn't right for them because they weren't in the right headspace. And I don't want them to not be successful. Right? My husband's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm doing the right thing.
Right.
So, but just go. And what's really cool, Anne, is when they go to the 360 Digital Leader, they also get invited into my community.
Nice.
Free, and, then, from there, they can take all the courses. They can, get on the calls. They can get on the book studies. There's a lot of challenges that we're putting in there now. And, as it continues to grow, it's just going to get better and better and better. It's just a great opportunity to grow yourself.
Yeah. So the last piece, what advice could you ever give anyone who wants more to life? And what would that be?
Follow your heart.
Mm,
Follow your heart, not your head. Your head is logical, and your heart is emotional. And we all know emotion is what we are. We're emotion beings. That's where we get our true gratification in life. Follow your heart, even if it's
yeah.
scary. You know, there's a reason that has been put inside of you, that idea. And it can be scary. And you don't have to have all the steps. You don't have to have it all figured out. I am a high D temperament, meaning that I'm very structured, very direct, you know, very action oriented. And so I'm very much a, okay, what's the next step? How do I do this? How do I do this? Strategic, tactical. And I'm learning that sometimes you have to give that up. You just have to take it one step at a time. Because what I'm finding is every time you take that step, the next step appears when
Right.
you're, and just
Yes.
take action today.
Yes.
Even if it's that, you know, you might be interested in this, just go to 360digitalleader.com. Put your email
Mm,
in, learn about it. If you don't like it, you can opt out. That's the beautiful thing. You don't even have to tell me. You just opt out. But what if this is?
yes.
What if this is what
Yeah.
you need? What if when you get in there, you start to feel that excitement? Maybe it's worth the money. It's not that expensive. I have taken
No.
courses that are thousands of dollars. We're
Yes.
talking less than $1,000 one time,
Yeah.
and you've got it for life. And it's going
Yes.
to continue to grow and evolve because the teachings and learnings in there are going to grow and evolve.
You know what? You just mentioned something, and I have to say this because it's so important. Yes, you pay in US funds. So people like myself or other countries, that can suck because the exchange rate is terrible.
Yeah.
But that can work in your advantage because you're also paid in US dollars. So
Mm-hmm.
what you fork out, you're getting paid, you're getting that back again. So
Oh,
if
yeah.
you're forking out the exchange rate and it's more than the 900 US, then when you resell and you make 900, you're going to get more than the 900 back because of the exchange. So
Yes,
yeah, it
absolutely.
balances off.
It does. It does.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Vicki. I
Oh,
love these interviews.
this
Thank
has been
you.
super fun. Thank you for having me.
Excellent. Well, if anybody has any questions, like say, her email will be in the description below the video as well. So make sure that you go to that website, go to that link, fill out your email, and get the educational piece of how it works. That part is free. You know, make an educated decision. And like she said, follow your heart. Trust your gut, trust your mind and your heart together. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Vicki. Take care, everybody, and
Thank
we'll
you,
talk to you
Anne.
soon.
Hope you have a great day. Thanks so much. Bye bye.
Bye bye.